Hi guys, this is Food by Faith Garden to Table, and I am your Zone 8A Georgia gardener. And today I want you guys to come along with me as we tour the garden, harvest some potatoes that we grew in the compost, as well as some of our greens. Here is a patio snacker cucumber. It's doing okay. I got it from Vego Garden. I am going to put just a little super juice in there and some water. These are my peaches and they are doing amazing, guys. These are the patio bonfire peaches. If I'm incorrect, I'm turning the label over. Yep, patio peach bonfire. They are doing very, very well. I'm going to leave them in the pot that they are in. And then here we are at our green stalk. If you can remember, I took our alpine strawberries out of our green stalk and I placed some celosia seeds as well as some lettuce seeds inside of our green stalk, and everything is sprouting and looking absolutely amazing. I do make sure I water our green stalk as well as allowing it to get as much rainwater as possible. Our strawberries have slowed down, but I'm pretty sure we are going to have another flush. And here is a pepper that we got from Vego Garden as well. I love to see new seeds sprouting in the garden. Y'all, our kitchen garden is doing absolutely amazing. Look at those beautiful garlic scapes. Now, this is one area of our yard, our garden, that I have to do absolutely nothing to. I do not have to water. I very seldom have to weed, and it just grows. Our elephant ear and lilies are coming back, looking beautiful as ever. And in this area, I have lots of flowers. I have lamb's ear, I have daisies, and this is where I had the watermelon for watermelon wars last year. But I decided instead to plant some pumpkins. Oh, we have some dead daisies, so let's go ahead and deadhead those. Let's encourage more growth on our plant by removing the spent flowers. And as we walk around the garden, here we have our pumpkin, and it is looking beautiful. It has a male flower on and looks like some female flowers will be coming on very soon, so I will make sure I give it some super juice. And then our beans are popping up. I did have to replant the beans because my dogs had trampled over the last seedlings, so I put a piece of this wire up so that they could not get past. But as you can see, the green beans are trying to trellis up this area, so I'm going to unwind them and we're going to place them on the white trellis because that is where I want them to go. I'm going to come back through and hose that off with the water hose so those little bugs do not suck all the energy out of the plant. Things are growing a little slow for me in the garden this season, but that's fine. I am still getting lots of greens, getting strawberries, getting potatoes. All my herbs are doing absolutely amazing. And as we take our journey around the garden, you will see that my onions for some reason aren't doing as well as they should be. But I'm not one who feels like I have to have the largest produce as long as my produce is edible. Here we are at one of our columnar apple trees. It is looking beautiful. And this is our second one. I do have a cloth over it, a mesh cloth, because I have about 6 apples on it and I don't want them to be knocked off. Now what I should be covering is this pear tree. Now, this is my pear tree from Ison's, and it is a combo pear tree. Here is my pineapple pear tree. It doesn't have any pears on it as of yet, but our combo pear tree has at least 5 pears on it. And that amazes me because I've heard people state in the past that combo trees do not produce. Here is our first plum tree. If you remember, we went together and we purchased 2 of those this year. And here is our second one. Everything is looking beautiful. Our orange trees are doing okay. As we journey over to the big garden, before we get there, we are going to take a look at some of the flowers that we're growing. The flowers are doing absolutely amazing this year. I'm not surprised, but it's just gorgeous to be able to come out and pull flowers. Here are our tomatoes. They are doing pretty well. I have about 4 different cherry style tomatoes. And this is our compost, and then one of our other cherry tomatoes. And in the container with each one of our cherry tomatoes, I do have basil. And here's our second compost pile where we threw some chitted potatoes, Now, I didn't really plant any potatoes. I just threw them in there and covered them with hay. The garden is looking absolutely gorgeous. When you look at your garden, what do you see this year? Are things going the way that you had envisioned them to go? Have you had a few hiccups in the road? Did you grow something that you thought was going to be absolutely amazing, and then it turned out to be just so-so? Let's chat. Let me know in the comments if you've had a great season, an okay season, or you're just excited for whatever that has been growing. Now, I will say that is how I feel. I'm excited about whatever has been growing in my garden. Right now, I think I have about 7 bags of greens in the garden. And I have potatoes that I grew just by throwing old chitted potatoes into the garden bed as compost. And I'm excited about it. I'm not going to attempt to store them. What I will do is wash them all off. I'm going to peel them, steam them, and place them in my freezer because I love fried potatoes and I eat them on a regular basis for brunch or for breakfast, and that is what I'm going to do with these potatoes. I wash them up, I dice them up, I give them a quick steam, and then I let them cool, place them in Ziploc bags, and in the freezer they go. So the preparation time for making fried potatoes is cut down by at least 3/4 because all I have to do then is preheat my oven with my cast iron skillet, inside of it with some oil covering the bottom. I placed my potatoes in there. You can unthaw them or you can place them in there from frozen. I placed some seasoning on them and I let them go. And they usually take between 25 to 30 minutes, but I've cut down all my prep time because I did it ahead of time. So as you can see what I'm doing, I'm not digging up the entire compost bed because those other leaves in there are sweet potatoes. So whenever I threw some older sweet potatoes in there, they began to grow as well. So I'm going to allow them to do just that. I know sometimes people call my methods chaos growing, but You see this green potato? Sorry, I had to cut into what I was saying. When you have a green potato like that, guys, it is not edible. Please make sure that you do not eat any of your potatoes that are green like that. Now, back to what I was saying. Sometimes people call my methods of growing potatoes and growing carrots a chaos style, but it works for me. And what may work for you may not work for me, and what works for me in my garden, as we can see, it works. Every season I get carrots, and almost every season I get potatoes. So I'm getting potatoes now in our spring and summer season. When I look back up, there will be potatoes in the fall season, and that's how it is for my carrots. I'm always sprinkling carrot seeds, and I'm always throwing old chitted potatoes in the garden somewhere. So guys, just remember, do what works for you in your garden. Well, I think that's all the potatoes we have in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get to harvesting our greens. And guys, thank you for coming along with me on this journey. And as always, get up, get out, and grow something. I will see you on all of my social media platforms. If you want to see what I do with these greens, what I do with these potatoes, make sure you check me out on Facebook as well as Instagram, guys. I look forward to talking to you and chatting with you as always. Remember, get up, get out, and grow something, and have faith in our food. And I'll see you the next time.